Now we will discuss about the loops in Python. Loop is basically when we need to execute a same block of code, same set of instructions again and again in the program. So to avoid the wasting of time or to writing the same code again and again, we are using the loops here. In Python, we are going to discuss two types of loop. One is for loop, second is while loop. For loop is used when we know how many times we need to execute those set of blocks. While loop we are going to use when we don't know how many times it is going to iterate, how many times it is going to repeat. So based on the condition only, we are using the while loop when the iteration, when the repetition is unknown. So in such cases we will use while loop. We will give the condition. When that condition will satisfy, then that program will stop executing. After that we will discuss the about the break and continuous statements, which are very useful in the loops. So let's start. First rename the file name, that loops in Python. Enter one text statement here, that loops in Python for and while loop. So now first uh, let me explain about the loop. So I will use the comments here. So loop means a loop is used to repeat a set of instructions, or we can say block of code. Types of loop in Python are, there are two types. First is for loop, then second one is while loop. For loop is used when iterations are known and while loop is used when iterations are unknown. So these are two types of loops in Python, for loop and while loop. For loop we are using when we know that how many times this set of block or this set of instruction is going to repeat, is going to iterate. And while loop we will be using when we don't know that how many times it is going to repeat or it is going to iterate. So now let's understand with the very basic example. First, let me tell you about the syntax of for loop. Syntax is for variable in elements, then statement. Here we are writing in inside the, here we will write inside the triple quotes, so that there will be no need to write hashtag again and again. As we have discussed, we will be using the triple quotes for writing the multiple lines of comments. So this is the syntax for loop. Let's discuss the syntax for while loop, that is while condition and then statement. This is the syntax of while loop. Let me enter into the text block so that this will be a notes for, so that it will be a note for you to remember. Now let's make it bold. Now the very first program which we are going to discuss, that is about the for loop. So now let's discuss. For I in range, and for range I'll be using 1 comma 6, then print I. This is very basic program of for loop. Let's execute first. 1 2 6, then print I. Again it will be error because the invalid syntax okay, that will be the column only. Let me check here. So yes, now it will execute. So the mistake which we were doing, that I was not giving the space here, so it was for interpreter. Interpreter of the Python was getting confused that from which range to which range we want to execute the code. So here we are using this for. So this for is a loop when we know the iterations are known, which means now as you can see I'm using here, there is a range function. Range, which means this one is the initial value, initial range, and this 6 is the final one. So always remember, in range initial will be included but final will not include. In range initial value will be included and final will be excluded, which means it will print 1 to 5. As you can see here, the output of this program is for range 1 to 5. Now this is loop, that one by one, one by one, one by one, it will give us the result. So this is the very basic function, very basic program which we have used here, that is of for loop. Now let's discuss the another one, like for characters in, if I will say, or just write Jakhar, Jakhar, and then print the characters. So as you can see, one by one it will display the characters which are included in my surname. Same. So for now, let's discuss the one basic example of while loop also. Then we will be discussing some programs as an example. So basic while loop program. Now let's discuss I is equal to 1. I have assigned this one value to the variable I. Then while, now I have to mention the condition that while I is smaller than or equal to 5, then print I and update the I with 1 every time. So what is the basic difference between this program and this program? This is the while loop and this is the for loop we are using here. So the basic difference is that we are mentioning the condition, whatever we are mentioning here, that will be the loop. Like we know the iteration here in this for loop, like it will iterate inside the inverted commas or the range which we will give here. But in the while, it works upon the condition. When that condition will satisfy, then it will break it. Like the condition was given to that I is 1, so I will start from the 1 and it will display till the 5, which is included 5 also, is equal to 5. Then print I, and now the updation which we are going to mention, that will be mentioned after the print function. That is, every time it will display the result. How long it will display the result? Until or unless this condition will satisfy. So this condition will satisfy at 5, and every time it is going to add 1. For now, let's consider, make some changes here. 6 I have written here. Now I want to add 2 times and it will print till 6. So now as you can see, 1, 3 and 5. Let's make some changes again. Now 1 and 4. First this I1 will be printed, and after that there will be a gap of 3 characters. Now here is a gap of 1 characters. So this is how it will be displayed. So this is the basic difference between the while loop and the for loop. Now for infinitive loop, how it will display, let me show you. Print hello everyone. So this loop will generate the infinitive, because we have not mentioned the condition here, so it will not stop. As you can see, this will keep on running. So this will not stop, this will keep on running, because we have not mentioned any specific condition here. So this is for infinitive loop using while loop. Now we have to stop this program, so I will write, we can enclose in the triple inverted commas, that is used for multi-line comments. Now let's discuss the loop control statements. Let me delete this. Let me write with the text, that is loop control statements. So in loop control statements, the very first one, that is break, which is used to stop the iteration immediately, or we can say completely. Now let's discuss with one example. For I in a range 1 to, let's use 10 here, then let's give the condition if I is equal to 3, then break and print I. So as you can see, what we have done here, the program was given till for I in range 1 comma 10. For once, now let's put the hashtag in front of it to make it comment so that you will understand very well. Now let's run it. So it will show 1 to 9. The final value of 10 will be excluded, so it will display 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. But now I want to give the condition, I want to break this loop at some certain point, or at this one specific point. So I will use the break here and I will use one condition. So I have used one condition here, that is if I will be 3, then break that loop till there only. If I is equal to 3, then it will break, so it will break to 1, and to 3 will not display, because at 3 the loop will be terminated. So this is the use of the break statement, which is used to stop the iteration completely. Now the another one, that is continue, which is used, just write, used to skip the current iteration. Wherever we are going to write this continue, it will skip that particular iteration and it will start continue from the very next iteration. Let's discuss with example, that for I in, again we will use the same example, for I in range 110, then we will give the condition here, if I is equal to 3, then continue and print I. Indentation error is there. Yes. So now as you can see, for I in range, I have used the range from 1 to 10. So I want to skip the iteration, that is 3. So now you want to repeat a set of instruction, but somewhere in those set of instruction you want to skip any of the iterations, or any of the instruction which you want to skip. Like we have discussed, loops are used to repeat a set of instruction or block of code. So out of those blocks of code, if you want to skip any one of the block, so what you can do, you can use the continue statement, and what it will do, this continue statement will skip that particular iteration and it will start continue with the very next one. As you can see here, 1 2 3 3 is missing here because we wanted to skip it. So the continue statement is the one of the control statement in the loop, which is used to skip the current iteration. And break, which is used to stop the iteration completely. When we are going to use the break, then it will stop executing, after that it will stop the complete loop. And continue will use to skip the current or that particular iteration. There is a one more, but it does nothing. There is a one more loop control statement, that is pass. Basically it does nothing. It just hold a place. It's just a space holder. It does nothing. Let me explain you with example. For I in range, same example, let's choose 1 comma 10. Then let's use the pass. So it will do nothing. Or like, if after this, if you are going to call your print, so it will print the exact same loop. So if you are not going to use this, like let me put hash here, then also it will work in the same way. If you will execute this, then also it will execute in the same way. So pass, this one does nothing. It is just used for as a space holder, nothing else. It will occupy the space and it does nothing. So there are loop control statements which we have discussed, that is pass, continue, and let's write first break, continue, and pass. Loop control statements. Let's make it bold so that it will highlight in the series of code. So loops in Python, we have discussed for loop and while loop, as well as we have discussed about their use also. Basic syntax also we have discussed. We have discussed the basic examples also, as well as we have discussed the loop control statement, that the break, continue, and pass also. Now we will be discussing some basic example using the loops. Now let's discuss, as we have discussed in the conditional statements also, now let's discuss in this one also, that nested loops. Nested loop, which means a loop inside another loop, is known as nested loop. Like for I in range, let's use the same example, I 1 comma 10. Then again let's use the another loop, that is for I in for j in range, we have chosen another. You can choose any keyword here, it's up to you. Like for I, j, you can choose any alphabet, it's not mandatory to use these only. Then print I comma j, and let's check. As you can see here, this will be the output in the combination of this, that 1 2 3 1 2 3, which means 3 times 1 it will come, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4. So now let's make it 3 only. So now it will display 2 times, 1 2 1 2 1 2, as you can see here, and it will goes on like 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6. So this is a nested loop, a loop inside the another loop. Final, that the, as we have already discussed, in the range initial value will be included but the final will not be included. So 3 and 10 will not be displayed here. So this loop will go from 1 to 9, and this one will go from 1 to 2, 1 and 2. I hope nested loop concept is also clear to everyone. So now let's discuss about the write a program to calculate the sum of 10 numbers. So for this, first we will take it as a, now let's consider, I have chosen the variable here that is total. I will start with a 0. Then for I in total, not in total, range 1 to 11, because I want to, because we have to calculate for the sum of 10 numbers and the final will be excluded. So it will run from 1 to 10. So if I will write here 10, so then it will run 1 to 9 only. Then total will start from addition is equal to 1, and then enter. Then I want to print, program is still pending, print sum is, then print total. Now as you can see, the sum of first 10 numbers, I forgot to write here first 10 numbers. So as you can see, the question was to calculate the sum of first 10 numbers. So we have initialized from the 0, that from the starting only. Then I in range 1 to 11, so it will start from 1. 11 it is written there, so it means it will go up to the 10, and 1 will be added every time. So as you can see, sum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 is added here. 5, 1 is added, then again 1 is added, then again 1 is added. But basically there is some change, that this is the series of 1 to 10. For addition we will be using I, because this is the I we have used here, that is a variable. So now as you can see, this is the sum of first 10 numbers. 1, then 2 plus 1 3, then 3, 3, 3 and 3 6, and in the same way it will keep on adding all this, like 6 and 3 9 and 1 10. 10 is here, now 15, then 21 28, and now the sum of first 10 number is 55. Now in for loop, one of the famous or basic program, that is write a program of multiplication of table. Like if you don't know the, like if you don't know any table, so you can just write this program and you can get the table of any digit whatever you want. So same, first we will take that number as a int input from user end, that enter the number of that table. Then we will be using the for loop, that for I in num, not num, we will be using I in range, because we have to run till 1 to 11, because the multiplication of the table will be added, like we are going to get from 1 to 10, we want it from 1 to 10. So now we will print, first we will print whatever the number you are going to enter number, then this one we want to display as it is. Then like you are going to enter here, now you have to understand this, that for now consider that I will enter the number 5 when it will be asked. So how it will be displayed, 5 will be here. So in while in output, the table of 5 will be 5 into 1 is equal to 5, 5 into 2 is equal to 10. So this one will be the same, this one also will be the same, that will the multiplication sign. Then here I must be there, then 5 into, because every time it will iterate from 1 to 10, then 5 into 1, then in inverted commas I will write is equal to, then I will write my num into I every time. Let's execute first, then I'll explain the complete program again. So now let's consider I want a table of 10. So it will give me, basically we have done something wrong here. Okay, we have written 1 here, we have to write I. Now let's enter again 10, and now we are having the table of 10. So this is the comment here which we have written. Our task was to write a program of multiplication of the table. In the third line, we have declared one variable, you can choose any name for it. Then int, which stands for that it will take only the integer value. There is an input function which is going to take enter the particular number. After that, we are using for loop here. I is the variable here which will keep on changing according to the loop. First time first, then second, then third. So it will keep on changing this I value. Then we are using here that is print. Print num. Num, the value which we have entered is 10. So 10 will be fixed here. So no need to write inside the inverted commas, because we don't know that which user is going to enter which number. Then this x or this multiplication sign will be constant, so we will write in the inverted commas. That will be fixed, which we are going to write in the inverted commas. But this num, we are going to write the variable which will be taken from the user end. Otherwise I is a variable which will keep on changing, like from 1 to 10. Then is equal to will be the same, so we have put into the double quotes, then comma. All these parameters which we have added here, or we can say the attributes, will be divided, will be separated by the commas. After is equal to num, then multiplication into I. Num, which means the value which we have entered here is 10. I, which means the way it is going to iterate, like 1 is there, so 10 into 1 10. Next time it will keep on changing according to range 2. So now 10 into 2 it will be 20. So I hope the logic behind this is clear. My main motive to start this series is to make you understand the fundamentals of Python, how programs are running in Python, instead of just doing the rote learning of the programs. In coding, in programming, doing the mistakes, syntax error, these are very common. Nobody is perfect in the coding or in the programming, but you just have to make sure that you at least you understand the logic. If you will, after completion of this series, you will get a confidence that once you will look at the Python program, you will be easy, it will be very easy for you to explain that what is the logic here, what condition statement we are using, loop we are using, and what will happen if we are going to use this statement, what will happen if we are not going to use this loop, and what will happen if we are going to use this loop in this way. So the main motive is to understand the logic instead of grasping in a rote learning way. So now we will be discussing some examples. Now the program is that write a program to print even numbers from 1 to 20. So we will use range with for loop. So for I in range from 1 to 21, because the final will be excluded here. We have not written I, that's why it is showing error. So for I in range we have used. After that, even if we want, so we will mention the condition that if I is if we will divide I by 2, then the remainder should be is equal to 0, which means then only we will be able to know that this one is a even number. Then we will print I, and let's use the end parameter which we have already discussed. In this one we can give a space, or you can just directly print I also. So now run this. As you can see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, these are the even numbers in between 1 to 21. So now if I will not be using this AND here, so this is how it will display: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. But I wanted to display in the single line, so that's why I used here, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. And this is how you can check for the odd number also. For odd number, you just have to mention, you have to change only the condition part to check the odd number. Now we are going to use here that this mark, which means not equal to 0. If the not equal to 0, then it will show 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19. So this is how you can write a program to check the odd number from the given series and to check the even number from a given series. Now, in the next program, we will discuss that write a program to calculate the sum of n numbers we have already discussed. Now let's check the write a program to calculate the factorial. So in factorial, let's take the variable n, and the value is 5 I have entered. Let's take the another variable, that m is equal to I is equal to 1. Then now for I in range I want to mention is from I 1 comma n plus 1. Then this m I want to multiply with is equal to I. Now print factorial m. Yes. Now let's run this. So as you can see, what we have done, I wanted to calculate the factorial. So factorial, as you can see, that I have used one variable here, that is 5, another variable that is 1, or you can choose, or you can mark it as a factorial so that it will be easy for you to remember it. So the factorial is yes. So as you can see, it will print how many times, the way we have written here. So the value of n is 5 here. So final will be excluded. It will return the 4 times. The factorial of 5 we have calculated here, and how many times it will repeat? It will repeat according to the we have chosen here as a, or you can write here 3, so it will display only 2 times. Factorial 120, factorial 120. Next program, let's discuss that to reverse the number, write a program to reverse the number that is 1 2 3 4. Now let's declare the variable that number is equal to 1 2 3 4. Then let's declare the variable for reverse rev only. Then we will start from 0. Now mention the, we are going to use the while loop. Then num, it will be greater than 0. Then reverse condition, we will give that reverse multiply 10 plus num divided by 10, and then enter num modulus is equal to 10, and then print reverse comma, enter the reverse here. Yes, so the program was to write to reverse a number, to reverse a given number. So if you want me to make some changes here, so we can do this also. We can take the input from user end. It will make this program more interesting. We can write in this way that enter the number which you want to reverse. Now let's run. Like I want to reverse this number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So I want to reverse this number. So it will reverse according to 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. How it is reversing, the logic behind this? I guess the statement number 3 is clear to everyone. Now we have taken this one as a variable that reverse rev is 0, that it will start from the 0 only. Then we are using the while condition. While we are mentioning the condition, whenever that condition will satisfy, that condition will true, then only it will display the result. So what we are doing, we are multiplying that this one by 10, and then again we are adding with the whatever the remainder we will get if we are going to divide by 10, then the modulus, the floor one, and then 10. So now in the final one, in the print function, it will reverse the given complete string. So whatever the string we are going to enter, it will reverse that complete number. So now next one, let's understand that write a program to count the digits. For that we have to take it as a variable. Let's use the same feature here, that int input, then enter a number, or you can write enter the digits. After this count, we will initialize with 0. Then we will be using the while loop, because it will run until or unless that condition will not satisfy. Now num, then modulus will be 10, and then we will count till one by one we will be counting. Then we will print that the digits comma count. So let's enter the digit, and it will count that how many digits we have entered. So I have written 500 here. So the digits are that digits 1 2 and 3. So we have, how many digits we have entered here? We have entered only 3 digits. First line, that is to take the input from the user end. Then the count we have taken as the another variable, as that it will start from the 0. Then we have mentioned the condition in while loop. So the condition which we have mentioned, that it will keep on counting the number which we are going to enter. So the number will be entered, that is num we have taken here. And So whatever number we will count, we will enter, so it will keep on count, and then this will display the digits and then count. In the same way, we can calculate the sum of digits also, like write a program to calculate the sum of digits. The digits which you are going to enter, it will calculate the sum. Now we will apply here that total. Let's take a one variable here, that is total here, and then total is equal to, we will add, so addition then is equal to, then num, and then modulus 10, and then num 10 is equal to 10. Now let's enter the digit, like I want to enter 555, and now not digits, I want sum, and I want to calculate the total here. Enter the digits again, 555, and now the sum is 5, then sum is 10, now the last one, the sum is 15. So this is how the sum will be calculated. Now let's understand one more example, that is write a program to of guessing game in Python. So first we will take it as a variable of secret. Now let's consider the secret number which we have guessed is 7, and the guessing number is also 7. For now let's consider. Then while we will check that guess is not equal to secret, then it will print. Python is a case sensitive language, so the way you have declared the variable, you are going to use in the same way only. So here we will take it as a guess is equal to int input, then enter the number, space, and then it will print that the correct guess. Now let's run this one. Let's use this one here and use this one here. Now enter the number 5. Now it will keep on running that the correct guess. Because we have not specified, then that when it will end. So that's why it will keep on running. For that we have to specify here that where it will end it. So we can run this program by using the conditional statements also. Let me show you how. For now we can, let's delete this once. Now let's understand that. Let's take a secret number is 7, and for guess we have to enter int input, then enter the name. Now we will be using if statement, that if guess is equal to secret, then print guess is correct. Otherwise in the else block we will write print guess is incorrect. Now let's run this. For now consider our guess is 7. So the output will be guess is correct. If we are going to enter like 11, so it will run our guess is incorrect. So this is very basic one. You can execute with the while loop also, but it will be a bit complicated. So that's why I have explained that with the using of the conditional statements also you can run this program, that guessing number in Python. Now let's discuss the one more basic example that is also quite famous, that write a program for triangle pattern. So for I in range we can mention here like 1 to 10. Let's take it, colon, then print inverted commas. You can choose any symbol with whom with which you want to create this one, and this symbol will be multiplied by I. Now let's check. So this is the right angle triangle, as you can see here, or you can minimize the size also according to your choice. Like now the size is minimized to 4. 1 2 3 4, final will be excluded. So what we have done here, we have used the for loop, and in the print we are using this asterisk sign, and you can choose the addition symbol also, so it will run with the additional ones. Now for another pattern, let's discuss that write a program of pyramid pattern. So for writing the program of the pyramid pattern, same we will be using for I in range. Let's take the range from 1 to 5 only, colon, then print. Now in the for the pyramid only, we will be using one gap there first. Then that gap will be multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 minus I, then add in inverted commas, then again asterisk, then 2 asterisk I minus 1. Now let's run this. We have done something wrong here. Inside this it will not come. Okay. One more asterisk, I think it will run. Yes. So now you can see that we have got the output that write a program of the pyramid pattern. So the range is from 1 to 5, it will run from 1 to 4. Now the print, this first space which we have used here on the left side or on the right hand side, and it will keep on going from 5 minus I, and then addition of this asterisk sign here, then it will multiply. This will be treated as multiplication. This is written just to print as it is. Then 2 into I, which means whatever is written there, then minus 1, which means now when it will start executing from 1, so 1 into 2 minus 1, that which means 1, so it will display only one time. Again it will continue, it will repeat the another code, that is 2, so 2 into 2 4, 4 minus 1, that is 3, so 3 is here. Then 3, 3 into I, 3 into 2 6, 6 minus 1 5, so 5 is here. Then 4, 4 into I, 4 into 2 8, 8 minus 1 7 stick are here. And then for 5 it will not run. The final the fifth one will be excluded. So for arranging in the pyramid, the logic behind this, the number of stick is this part, and the shape of this pyramid is the role of this. Now let's discuss the another program, that write a program of Floyd's triangle. So num is equal to 1. Now we will be using for loop. So for I in a range, and range will be 1 2 6. One more loop we will be using, that for j in a range, that will be I, print num, and this one we will be using, which we have already discussed in one very first class, that why we are using this. If we want to end this statement by anything, then 1, and then enter, and then again call the print command. There is something wrong which we have done. Let me check. This is not the expected output as we were wishing, so I guess any indentation error is not there. Okay. So yes, I was also a bit confused. That's why we have to keep it in mind, because of the indentation also it will cause an error. Like I was struggling to find out the error. So when I run run the previous program, it was showing like this. So I was getting confused that I have written the correct syntax, but something is wrong I have done, because the expected output was this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is this triangle is known as Floyd's triangle. So I wanted to display this as an output. So now I hope it is clear that for I in range we are using that 1 to 6. Now for j in range, which is I, that it will keep on executing like till when, from 1 to 6. 1 to 6, which means till 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and every time it will keep on increasing 1 1. So 1, then 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8, 9, 10, then 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, then again 1 will be added, then again 1 will be added, then again 1 will be added. So in this way 1 1 will be added till it will start from 1 value, and it will execute till the 5 values. So that's why from 1 to 15 it is here. So next part that which we will be discussing in this series is strings and methods of strings. So we have completed so far the Python fundamentals. We have discussed the basic input output operations. We have discussed conditional statements, as well as we have discussed the loops also, for loop and while loop. So now the next which we are going to cover, that is strings and its methods, and in the same way we will be covering the most one of the major data types of the Python and their operations which are associated with it, like list, how we can add the elements in the list, how we can delete it from the list. So in this way we are going to discuss all the operations on all different data types in Python.